and welcome to another edition of Almost Martha. And today we are getting ready for a festive weekend, and I'm going to be making some cupcakes. I'm going to be making a lot of them. I'm going to take them to two different places, and I'm going to be making some carrot cake cupcakes with some cream cheese frosting. Oh, it sounds pretty good, doesn't it? So I'll make sure I give you the measurements that you need to make a single batch as I make my double batch. But sometimes when you're making something, it's really easy just to double it, especially if you're going to take it somewhere and you want to keep some from home. Really makes things easy. However, I have found not everything doubles well, but I think this one will. So hold on and let's make some nice festive carrot cake cupcakes. So we're going to begin by putting all of our dry ingredients together. I have 2 2/3 cup flour. You would have about 1 1/3. That would be the normal batch size. So now I'm going to start adding all of my dry spices in here. I need 3 teaspoons of cinnamon, which means you need 1 1/2 for a normal batch. So I'm just going to get my cinnamon. Okay, that goes in. All right, we're going to start with that. I have 1 teaspoon of kosher salt. So in a normal recipe, that would be half a teaspoon. I have 1 teaspoon of allspice. So in a normal batch, that would just be half a teaspoon. I'm just mixing it in with my flour, sort of with each addition, just a little bit. I also need ginger. So I need half a teaspoon of ginger, which means you would need 1/4 for a normal batch. Don't worry, on the website I'm going to have it all done for you. You don't even have to think about it. Okay. And it goes. Lots of spices in this. This should be a really nice carrot cake. Really nice carrot cake. Okay, so now I'm just going to make sure all of that is mixed up. Okay, I'm just going to put this to the side. I have a big old bowl because I have a lot of stuff I'm mixing together. And here I have 2 cups of dark brown sugar. So in a normal recipe, that would be 1 cup. Okay, firmly packed. And it went in firmly packed with a big clunk. Okay, I have a very sturdy spatula. So I'm going to break up this brown sugar. And normally you would be creaming your butter and brown sugar together, but we're not using butter in this recipe. We're actually using vegetable oil. So I'm going to add 1 cup of vegetable oil. For a normal amount, that would just be half a cup. But it doesn't sound so bad, right? You said 1 cup of oil? Oh my gosh. But I'm actually making 24 cupcakes, so it's not so bad. Okay, I'm going to mix this in. It's a little easier than creaming butter, I must say. So I'm just mixing the oil and the sugar together. And you know brown sugar is a little difficult, so I'm going to put my back into it here. Okay, so that's pretty much done. I have about 2/3 cup sour cream. I'm going to add that to the mix. And you know, I really hate putting stuff like sour cream into a measuring cup because it's so hard to make sure you get it all out. So normally I might add just a little bit more than the recipe calls for because I know I'm going to be missing some sour cream. You can never get it perfectly clean. So you can just accommodate for that. Okay. Now And you know what? I just looked down and I saw my baking powder sitting there, and I'm like, I forgot to add my baking powder. So now I'm going to add it to that flour mixture, and I will mix that all in together. So in your normal recipe, it would be one teaspoon. 1 teaspoon. Okay, so I have a pretty mixed in wet dough here. But I'm not finished with my wet ingredients, because the next thing we're going to add are our eggs, which are at room temperature, as was the sour cream. So I'm being faithful to that. You know, I hate to put eggs right in any mixture, because anything could happen. Anything could happen. Get a little piece of shell in there. If I dumped it into a carrot cake, I would never find it. I would never find it. I'm just doing a little bit of beating these eggs. Just to get a head start in the mixing. Okay, so now I've got 2 in here. Let me just do this, and then I'll add 2 more. So it's very, very wet, which is good because I'm about to add a lot of dry ingredients to it. So slightly beaten. So in your normal recipe, you would have 2 eggs, but since I've doubled it, I have 4. Okay. Very good. I'm also making sure I'm kind of going down to the bottom and making sure there's nothing on the bottom that I need to worry about. And now is when you can really start to see the clumps that might still be in there because of the brown sugar. So just try to see those clumps, and let's see if we can work them out. If it's a really big clump, just reach in there and use your fingers to get rid of it. We don't want a gigantic clump of sugar. Small clumps are okay, but big clumps, I would take a moment and make sure you kind of got that worked in before we add all the other stuff in there. Okay. All right, we're doing good. We're doing good. I gotta wash my hands real quick. It's a dirty business, cooking. It is a dirty business. Dirty, dirty. We try to be as clean as we can, but oh my goodness. You got egg flying, everything flying. Okay, I'm adding my vanilla bean paste, 2 teaspoons. So in a normal recipe, of course, that would be 1. Okay. That's good. Ooh, I love the smell of vanilla. I love it. Love it, love it. It's a very comforting smell. I remember when I was growing up, we watched the Beverly Hillbillies. They would use vanilla extract perfume. Smells that good. Smells that good. Okay, I think I found a clump. I found a big clump. So I'm just going to break that clump up. Okay. There's not that many, but I did locate a couple. Okay, that should be good. That should be good. So now I'm going to start adding in my flour mixture. First, I'm going to make sure I mix that baking powder in there. Doesn't even look like flour anymore now that we've added all of those other spices. Oh, it smells really good. Really good. So just a few additions at a time. Okay. add the final addition of flour. And then we're ready to add the fun stuff. Okay. I have a half cup of coconut. You could do a quarter cup. It really is sort of a personal taste how much coconut you would like in the cupcakes, but I love coconut, and that works really well with your carrot. So I have, it took several carrots to get this, but I have 3 cups of shredded carrots, and now I'm just going to start folding that into the recipe. Okay. All right. As when you shred these carrots, I used a food processor, but try to make sure there are no gigantic hunks of carrots, because sometimes in a food processor, it will kind of skip a beat, and then you will have one big hunk of carrot, which is what I see right here. So don't do that. You just have to watch. That's good. That is good. Okay. We're not quite done. We have to add our nuts. So, you know what? I'm going to add a little more coconut. So, let's see what we got here. I'm going to add another half cup, because that coconut is really good in there. There you go. All right. Now, I did toast these walnuts, so I put them in the oven at about 350 degrees, and I left them in there, for about 10 minutes. So you just have to kind of watch them. Everybody's oven's a little different, but that's what it took for these. And these I had in the freezer. You know how I like to put things in the freezer. I had them in the freezer, and I put them in when they were frozen. So it really doesn't take long to get them to get nice and toasty. And I know it's a very easy step to skip, because you look at it and you say, oh, why do I have to toast it? Why do I have to take a second to do that? But it really makes a big difference. There is a different aromatic quality to the nut. Really, it makes a huge difference. So just take that extra step and toast your nuts the way that the recipe says to. And believe me, you'll be able to taste the difference. Okay. There you go. You don't want them too big. You don't want them too small. You don't want nut dust. You want nuts. Okay. Well, there's a little nut dust in there. That's okay. But I also have some nice pieces of toasted walnut. Okay. Now, our lovely dough is ready to be put into some baking cups. And we will start with the first batch. So I'll go get that, and I'll be right back. I have a few different kinds of baking cups, and I'm gonna use a measuring cup. I can't really pour out of this. I didn't think about that, but I really needed something large. So I'm just gonna use a measuring cup, and I'll keep filling that up. I'm gonna try not to fill these all the way to the top, because I know it's gonna rise a little bit. But these cups are kind of special, so it can take the rise and still hold the icing okay. But this smaller, more normal baking cup, I'll make sure that I don't fill that to the top. We're going to give it some room to rise just a little bit. We've got that baking powder in there. So Give it just a, there you go. Just leave a little bit of room at the top. Okay. You know, I'm looking at this and I'm looking at what's in there, and I don't know, I may have a lot more than just 24. We'll see. Maybe not. Maybe not. Okay. So I'm taking it for, you know, I'm having a luncheon tomorrow, and I thought cupcakes would be nice because everyone's always like, oh, I'd like a piece of cake, but you can make it really small. So let's just start out really small. And if they want more than one, they can have more than one. And cupcakes, you know, when you decorate them nicely, they really make a beautiful presentation. And there's not the problem of cutting it and cutting it correctly and all of that. So cupcakes are not just for children anymore. They're for all of us. They're for all of us. Okay. Maybe just a wee tad more in this one. Okay. Don't want to get it burned on the cup too much. Okay. Okay, so that's our first batch of these lovely carrot cake cupcakes. So I'm going to put them in the oven and let them cook, let them bake for about 20 to 25 minutes. But we'll do the little stick test. This oven always cooks a little faster, so I'll keep a really close eye out on it. I'm not going to multitask. I'm going to stay focused on my cupcakes, and you should too. Okay, into the oven they go. Okay, here we go. So I have my piping bag. I just got one, you know, in the grocery store. So it's a little plastic bag, and here we go. I'm not like a professional piper, so this is going to be kind of fun. So I've got some really nice little cups. I'm gonna start squeezing this icing out. It's coming out the top too. Ah. Okay, take two. Here we go. There we go. You can watch some of those videos on TikTok and they just make it look so easy, don't they? Don't they? It's not right. It's not right. Okay, lesson learned. Lesson learned. You know, it's iced. That's all I have to say. There's icing on there. So here we go. You can take a knife and just ice these babies. That's what you can do, because I just sprung a leak. Okay, well I'll eat that one. No one's gonna know. I'm gonna try this one more time. So, okay, y'all, I made an executive decision. So I just took a little knife and I just iced my little cupcakes because I can't deal with that piping bag right now. So what I've done is I've iced them and I've topped them with a little bit of grated coconut, which is, you know, sort of like putting sprinkles or something on top of it. So that will kind of make them a little more festive. And who doesn't like a little coconut in with their lovely carrot cake cupcakes? So this is the one that had the little leak. So I am going to cut this one so I can try it and let you guys know how good it is. So, and if it's not good, believe me, I would tell you, because you're going to be able to look at my face and know instantly. It looks good. Mm. Oh yeah. That's really good. I mean, you know what? It doesn't need a gigantic pile of icing on top because the cake itself is so good. So, oh yeah, that's really good. So it's a nice, compact little carrot cake just for one. So I hope you make them. I hope you enjoy them. And remember, just take a little knife and spread some icing around. It's totally fine. I have to get a better quality piping bag next time. So enjoy. I hope you like them. Go to almost-martha.com to get that recipe and all the other recipes I've done. Hi, Mom. Hope you're good. I love carrot cake. I know you do too. So almost-martha.com and all the recipes are there. And I will see you next time. I do hope you try them because they're really good. So see you next time.